anatomically, the ear can be divided into three major sections. So, the whole of the ear is divided into three major sections. The Reisiner's membrane and the basilar membrane. Here you can see the Reisiner's membrane and the basilar membrane. The fluid-filled internal ear is called labyrinth, consists of two parts. That is the bony and the membranous labyrinth. So, eustachian tube is able to equalize the pressure on either side of the eardrum. Hello everyone, welcome back to session 9 of chapter 21 called Neural Control and Coordination. Myself, B. Shobharani from the Department of Biology, Vidyashram Pre-University College, the Temple of Excellence. Hope you remember in my last session, we studied about a very important sensory processing organ, that is the eye. In today's session also, in this particular session, we are going to discuss about yet another very important sensory processing organ, that is the ear. All of us know how important ear is for us. If eye is for vision, ear is for hearing as well as for body balancing. So in this beautiful picture, you can see the structure of an ear. Structure of an ear. Even sound, hearing is also a very important process or action, we can call it. Like vision, we cannot live without vision, so also without hearing, because hearing is very important for communication, right? Now let us understand the structure of the ear. Here in this beautiful picture, you can see the cochlea, the coiled structure called cochlea, and very important is the external ear, that is called pinna, which is very much important for receiving the sound. And here you can see the pinna, the temporal lobe, the three very smallest bones. Hope you remember you have studied in locomotion and movement. There's one chapter where you come across the whole human body or the skeletal system consists of 206 bones. And the smallest bones of the body are the ear bones, namely the malleus, incus, and stapes. So here you can see the cochlear nerve, cochlea, then the eustachian tube, then the tympanic membrane, and the external auditory canal. Now let us understand about this very important sensory processing organ called ear. And I think all of us know, particularly nowadays, many children are being hearing impaired. They're not able to hear. And sound, I think all of us know. Even sound plays a very great role in the human body, as you know that the sound is measured in terms of decibels. So more than 70 decibels, I think dB, I think it is called as the loud sound. And all of us know sound pollution. Just like noise pollution, or we also use the word called noise pollution. Noise pollution is also one very important type of pollution, like the air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, so also noise pollution. So the sound is very important because, beyond that particular average of sound, around 70 decibels, 70 to 80 decibels, it is called loud sound. And, this will have caused so many impairments. And many children some are born with hearing impairment. So even I think with the science and technology, I think particularly in Mysore, we have one very important institute that is called AYUSH, which has come to the rescue of those children who are having hearing impairment. So ear is one very important sensory processing organ. Now let us understand the structure of the ear also. As we know, the ear performs two very important functions. One is the sensory function, that is hearing, and the other one is maintenance of body balance, that is body equilibrium. We call it as body equilibrium. Body equilibrium. So the ear performs two sensory functions, that is hearing and maintenance of body balance. Now anatomically, now let us study the anatomy of the ear. Here you can see the anatomical structure of an ear. Anatomical. What do you mean by anatomical? The internal structure. Structure of an ear. Right? So, anatomically, the ear can be divided into three major sections. So, the whole of the ear is divided into three major sections. 1, 2 and 3. The first one is called outer ear, or it is otherwise called external ear, then the middle ear, then the internal ear, or we otherwise call it as what? Inner ear. So, the ear performs two very important sensory functions. One is called hearing, the other one is the maintenance of body balance. Then anatomically, the ear can be divided into three major sections, that is outer ear or external ear, middle ear and the internal ear or inner ear. Outer ear, here you can see the pinna. Now let us understand the one by one the three very important major sections of the ear, that is the outer ear or external ear, middle ear and the internal ear or inner ear. Moving on to the external ear. The very word itself will tell you. The outer ear, the external ear consists of what? The pinna and the external auditory meters. So here you can see the external auditory meters and the pinna. Two very important parts. And what is the function of pinna? As we know, the sound is received by the external ear, that is the pinna, which collects the vibrations and in which the sound, which produces the sound. So pinna collects the vibrations in which produces the sound. Then auditory meters. Here you can see the auditory meters. Here the auditory meters extends up to the tympanic membrane, up to the like if you go to the structure, so here you can see the tympanic membrane. So the anatomy, the outer ear extends up to tympanic membrane. So auditory meters extends up to tympanic membrane, that is the eardrum. Very, very important. Usually you might have come across, once the eardrum is damaged, so it's very difficult. Like, it is, it will cause a lot of impairment of hearing as well as body balance. So tympanic membrane is made up of connective tissue covered with skin. So it is made up of connective tissue covered with skin. So here outer ear consists of pinna, that is the external and external auditory meters, or what we call it as auditory canal. Then pinna collects the vibrations in which the sound, which produces the sound. Auditory meters extends up to tympanic membrane, that is the eardrum. Tympanic membrane is made up of connective tissue covered with skin. Right? It is covered with skin. So the whole of the ear is divided into three regions: outer ear, second one middle ear, and the inner ear. So outer ear consists of the pinna, pinna and external auditory meters. So here you can see the external auditory meters. So what is the function of pinna? Collects the vibrations which produces the sound. Then auditory meters extends up to tympanic membrane, which we call it as the eardrum, and tympanic membrane is made up of connective tissue covered with skin. Then middle ear, here you can see the middle ear, right? So here you can see the structure of the middle ear. Middle ear consists of what? Three very important bones, that is called they are called as ear ossicles. Ear bones, that is called malleus, incus and stapes. And these are the smallest bones of the body, Like the whole of the skeleton system consists of 206 bones. In that, these are the three smallest bones, we can call it as three smallest bones. That is, the ear bones are called as the smallest bones. So middle ear consists of ear ossicle. External ear consists of pinna and external auditory meatus, whereas middle ear consists of 3 ear ossicles or ear bones called malleus, which is called hammer, incus, anvil, and stapes called stereo. So the malleus is attached to the tympanic membrane and the stapes is attached to the oval window of the cochlea. Here you can see the oval window of the cochlea. Here, oval window of the cochlea. So here you can see in this picture, oval window of this. So here you can see the malleus, incus, and stapes in the oval window. So here you can see the 3 very smallest bones, malleus, incus, and stapes. They're found in which? In this part which is called as what? Middle ear. Which is called as middle ear. So middle ear consists of 3 ear ossicles, namely malleus, incus, and stapes. So the malleus is attached to the tympanic membrane and the stapes is attached to the oval window of the cochlea. So the coil structure, we use the word called cochlea. Here you can see the cochlea. Then the ear ossicles amplify the sound. What do you mean by amplify? They make the sound louder. Amplification means louding. Then the ear ossicles amplify the sound waves which comes from the tympanic membrane. Tympanic membrane. So the ear ossicle, what is the function of ear ossicles? Namely the 3 ear bones, that is the malleus, incus, and stapes. Very important is they amplify, they louder. Amplifier means that which is going to loud the sound. So sound waves which comes from the tympanic membrane. And here you can see the eustachian tube. Here we can see the eustachian tube. So here you can see the eustachian tube. So this is the eustachian tube. Malleus, incus, stapes. And here you can see the tympanic membrane. And here you can see the eustachian tube. So here the eustachian tube helps in equalizing the pressures on either side of the eardrum. So eustachian tube is able to equalize the pressure on either side of the eardrum. So middle ear consists of 3 very important bones called ear bones or ear ossicles, namely malleus, hammer, incus, and stapes. So the malleus is attached to the tympanic membrane and the stapes is attached to the oval window of the cochlea. The ear ossicles amplify the sound waves which comes from the tympanic membrane. As a eustachian tube connects the middle ear cavity with the pharynx. Then eustachian, I think we know that there's a connectivity between the ear and the pharynx. Then eustachian tube helps in equalizing the pressures on either side of the eardrum. Here you can see the structure, John Coulter, then utricle, then anterior superior canal and the posterior inferior canal. Then internal ear. So this is the structure of the internal ear. This is the structure of internal ear. So the internal ear, the fluid-filled internal ear is called labyrinth. The fluid-filled internal ear is called labyrinth. So here you can see the blue color one, that is called bony labyrinth, which consists of 2 parts, that is the bony labyrinth and membranous labyrinth. So bony labyrinth and membranous bone. So the blue color one is called membranous. Membranous labyrinth. And this is called as what? It's called as the bony labyrinth. So labyrinth is divided into two. That is, one is called the bony labyrinth. The other one is called as the membranous labyrinth. So the fluid-filled internal ear. The fluid-filled internal ear is called labyrinth. What is a labyrinth? If it is asked for definition, what is a labyrinth of a ear? The fluid-filled internal ear is called labyrinth. Consists of 2 parts. That is the bony and the membranous labyrinth. So the bony labyrinth is a series of channels. Inside these channels lies the membranous labyrinth, which is surrounded by a fluid called perilymph. So here you can see the structure here. Tympanic duct, cochlea, then the posterior lateral semicircular duct, cristae with ampullae, utricle, saccule, and vestibulocochlear nerve. So the membranous labyrinth is filled with endolymph. So bony labyrinth is filled with perilymph. lymph is the fluid-like substance, whereas the membranous labyrinth is filled with endolymph. It's filled with endolymph. So the labyrinth consists of two portions. The coil portion called cochlea. Here you can see the coil portion called, here you can see this whole part is called as cochlea, and the complex above the cochlea called vestibular apparatus. So here you can see the vestibular apparatus, which is above. So internal ear, the fluid filled internal ear is called labyrinth, consists of two parts, that is the bony labyrinth and membranous labyrinth. So the bony labyrinth is a series of channels. Inside these channels lies the membranous labyrinth. So here you can see together the coil portion, and the bony labyrinth is surrounded by perilymph, whereas the membranous labyrinth is surrounded by endolymph. So the labyrinth consists of two portions. What are they? The coil portion, which is called cochlea, and the complex above the cochlea is called vestibular apparatus. Then moving on to cochlea, the coil structure. The coil portion of the labyrinth is called cochlea. So the coiled portion of the labyrinth is called cochlea. The membrane constituting cochlea are the Resiners membrane and the basilar membrane. Here you can see the Resiners membrane and the basilar membrane. So the Resiners and the basilar membrane divide the surrounding perilymph into an upper scala vestibule and lower scala tympani. So here you can see scala vestibuli, then scala tympani. So the cochlea, the coil portion of the labyrinth is called cochlea. The membrane constituting cochlea are the Resiners, that is the Resiners membrane and the basilar membrane. Resiners and basilar membrane divide the surrounding perilymph into an upper scala vestibule and lower scala tympani. Hope you have understood the parts of the ear. So this is again a very important sensory processing organ, that is the ear, which is divided into outer ear, then the middle ear and the inner ear. Hope you have understood the parts that are included under outer ear, then the middle ear and the inner ear. So in the coming session, I'll be back with the last concepts of this particular chapter called the neural control and coordination. Till then, goodbye and thank you.